Let's just roll with it. Let's just.
I still feel that this accidental death is way too.
Yeah, I know,
anticlimactic for
I know, and like we
character.
still haven't solved the mystery of the writing, which no. Why don't you tell us now, Miss Blah Blah Blah? Tell us exactly what happened last night. I swear, if this is over after this, I'm gonna flip a table.
It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka, so I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands.
Sorry?
Everybody's eating pizza while they watch this on phone. Susato just passes a piece of pizza to the snake.
No, my pizza.
She was so fast, she disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her. And that is how you acquired a rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it? Yes. And I have read the rules on the wall. I knew that I was not allowed Darka with me.
Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. Caution.
Oh, that makes sense.
So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin.
So because she thought no, because it was very quiet, because she thought that there was nobody there, so Asogi was already dead. Oh, thank fuck.
It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, he must be sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, you thought it's safe to try and lure the kitten back again. By dangling at the end of the
Like a bang or something.
house to the ventilator and into the adjoining cabin. Darka always loved this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her favorite toy. I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return.
So the faint whistling sound Kazuma wrote about in his diary was Miss Pavlova trying to retrieve her pet?
Are you still alive? Because of a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened.
Yes, so there was nothing else I could do. I just had to wait until she had calmed down. But then...
No, we actually died from that.
I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out, and then... It was such a dreadful bang. And afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent.
I mean, he could still have been like struck down by someone, and the cat was just startled by that.
That's also true.
Right?
Not sure how likely that is, but also true.
Yeah. Kazuma was...
That's sad.
We still have the story of Beef Strong Enough and his snake, so there's something else there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. From the appearance of the brown marked floor, seems like it occurred with stepping on the glass bell and tripping up.
Yep. RPG might want to speak up a little bit. You're cutting out intermittently.
Sorry. I made it less sensitive because for some reason it was activating. I wasn't sure if it was making background noise.
Oh, there is background noise. There's been a small, like a whooshing the entire time again.
Well, that's why I was trying to lower the sensitivity.
Yeah, no, it's still there.
Yeah, but then you need to talk louder to compensate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, anyways. It seems likely that, the bell.
Yep.
The SS Gloria Large is still a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. If Mr. Atsugi was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when he got under his feet, the combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over. But what became of the kitten afterwards?
Good question, isn't it?
In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator.
So where's she now?
Because the cat was on her bag when we arrived after he died.
Oh yeah.
And now the cat is loose again. Yeah, Darka is nowhere to be seen.
I must have forgotten to lock my case.
Also, Buddy came looking for the band, but it was with Sholmes.
And now she's disappeared again.
Gracious, the cat is as insufferably restless as I am.
Well, he knows something about himself at least.
When I woke this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to mine had died.
Oh, so she didn't go to the room, okay.
But I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back.
Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake?
You're right.
You're right.
Where is it?
If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Buffalo, then whose is it, and where did it come from? If what on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on board this ship? Oh, look how happy he is.
The snake does.
Oh, I didn't say? I didn't say? Snake is my friend. His name is Pivoisco.
Huh? What?
That snake belongs to you.
Is Mousetrap.
Thing froze. Hold on.
Oh.
Okay.
He escaped from college in emergency alarm, so I was working for him.
God damn it.
I did not expect to find him here.
Yes, how did that snake get into this cabin?
But
But
war. Yes, because we
Ah.
killed.
we're at sea for one. We are at sea for 1 year. You want to be so long without a close friend, without someone? Thanks.
Couldn't you find someone a little more human who understands you better, or like at all, because snakes don't hear?
But my dear buddy fellow. A gargantuan venomous snake. Surely you can appreciate the danger you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in.
No venom.
Oh.
Hmm?
He was good and does not have venom. He is harmless. He's harmless. Very long, but very gentle. He's adorable, like Winnie.
It's venomless?
Yes. Now he is hungry. Now he's in bad mood. But once I feed him, you will see big smile.
And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose?
Huh? Like they say, milk chickens? Ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. He was to eat mouses. Big, fat, round mouses.
So
They have to be fat and round.
is that what the mousetrap in the passageway out there is for?
Gosh, how else can I catch my friend's favorite food? Favorite food?
Nothing says top of the food chain like the look in their eyes right now. Oh. Well,
Mhm. It refuses to drink milk. It can't hear a whistle. It can't climb up a belt cord, and it's not even venomous. How did use this something so in that little starring role?
you know, Sholmes, we could say that about you too.
He's just like little kid doing a little kid rant on the floor, like beating the floor.
Throwing a tantrum, is he?
It's not my fault. I do not make up stories. My pure school had nothing to do with this incident.
goes.
So that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. But what about the message though? You
Yep.
guys.
And who put? Yeah. So many dots.
What if the snake wrote the message?
Yes.
Perfect
The snake is Russian.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Hey, Susato.
Oh wait.
Hmm?
There you go.
What?
I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize.
But I don't care.
Please remember this. A young man needs his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then
Be smart about it.
no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you.
Ooh, she mad.
Ooh.
But
What are you talking about, Miss Migotova? Lies. Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events. An accident.
Oh, but was it?
I'm no great detective like Mr. Shams. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth.
But I can see when there's something obvious.
You see, that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo?
To be perfectly honest, yes. Wow, that says a lot. If the stupid idiot lawyer main character is agreeing. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story. I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it. Oh yeah, your finger. Yeah, good
Yeah,
keyword right there.
Sugi was able to put his finger on what's wrong.
Well,
with
no,
this
as a
song.
matter of fact, he wasn't.
I confess.
Oh, did you write it?
I was also, yeah. I was intended to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter.
Oh,
I am only present here for a very specific reason.
the Russian
The
revolutionary Villain Bolshevik?
The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction.
I just love it how he says it in the trailer. It's like, Mr. Naruhodo.
Mr. Naruhodo.
A distraction?
I tried to say like that.
So I'm the red herring, is it?
I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable.
Oh. Not again. Why did he do that?
Especially as they are on your wrists as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made the next port call.
Wait, so is he actually trying to give the revolutionary a false sense of security?
Mm-hmm.
You were Mr. Jones? What?
Yes, but I overlooked one important detail.
That you're dumb as shit?
The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours.
Oh, he was very close, yeah.
Yeah, he was very close. Was he not?
Oh, so
I
close.
found traces of semen on your outfit. Anyway,
Yes. Kazuma was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom, even.
In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion.
Well, that's nice of you.
No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Knight.
Yes. Whatever that may be. The key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure.
are you going to cross-examine someone in this?
Huh. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. The truth about how you really died. And how that scene in your cabin really came to
My
be.
boy! My boy!
Alright. I'll see what I can do. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Excellent.
I tried so hard
but and gone so far. So then, shall we begin?
Yes.
Well, we should plan first. Are we gonna do another thing?
I don't know.
Is the victim who lost his life in a cabin was spotted from shot from the inside? Was this truly an unfortunate accident?
Oh yeah, I'm sure that his finger accidentally spelled out the Russian word for wardrobe.
We got it all. Was in fact no accident at all. That is why we must establish in the first instance.
But we've already established it, haven't we?
He fell and wrote in Russian.
Man tripped over the kitten that had blinded.
It happens.
Bitter, tragic, yes, but still an accident.
Mata!
Wait, let's just take a step back. It doesn't make sense if that's what really happened, does it?
I'm going to ask you. Spell it out.
Okay.
Licking his legs
Garderobe. Yes, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts of Miss Pavlova's story here.
Yeah, okay.
The evidence is right here in Kazuma's cabin. It's undeniable. His
Aaron
death
Kazuma's cabin.
couldn't possibly have been a mere accident.
Really?
Let me show your hand, Mr. Naruhodo. Time to present the evidence.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Is that not it? The truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print.
He was killed by Josiah Brett.
Exactly. It was not his stake. There's no way that Mr. Asogi could have left this message on the floor.
Script. Russian, isn't it?
Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe.
I see what you mean. Dying message is made of blank. Japanese doesn't-
You have to speak up.
Japanese in this case.
Maybe he was studying Russian.
Sure, it was just a practice, right?
It's a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast.
Russian is a simple language, right? Okay. Guys, I think he was killed by the Duolingo owl.
I'm gonna
Standing outside his cabin with a club. It's time for your Russian lessons.
You need to complete your week.
That doesn't seem likely. That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not.
Sorry? What do you mean?
Dead men tell no tales. Exactly what I said before.
He died instantly.
There's no way that Mr. Sogi could have left this message on the floor. And the reason why is clearly explained in here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. Instant death. Instant death. You know, just
Instantly.
boil some water, put it in, let it sit for 5 minutes. Instant death. Which means, after the victim fell to the floor, he could have possibly written anything. Because he was already dead.
That's unfortunate.
That's not the only reason either. There's something else we found in Mr. Sophie's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there if what Miss Pavlova told us were true.
What? What is it? What is it, woman?
So,
Tell me.
Susato noticed it too then. Putting this message on the floor aside, there's something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence that proves this was no accident. In other words,
My badge.
it's my badge.
The thing on the wardrobe, the seal.
I thought so. But I'm not.
Let's.
Wait. Let's think about this. Let's think about this.
I don't remember the rest of it.
ship's log, nothing happened.
I think it could be the ship's log because nothing. No, it was in the room. It was in the room, so it could be the. Yeah, I think it is the seal.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
let's
seal.
let's think this
It's the
through.
only thing that is in the room.
The only other thing is his diary.
Yeah.
The glue.
So wait, we're proving. We're trying to prove there was not an accident.
Yeah.
So what?
Because if he died, who put the thing on the wardrobe? On the wardrobe.
But he could have put it up earlier.
Yeah,
It was the
exactly.
We don't know that. We don't know when stuff was put. We don't know when Ryunosuke passed out.
I mean,
As far
I
as
guess
we
I don't know, but
know,
like the
it was never put. It was the first. It was the first thing that you gave to prove your innocence to Susato, and it would make sense if.
yeah, it would. So time of death. Okay, I guess the time of death wouldn't tell us if it was an accident or not. I want to try the seal.
Yeah, we have 5
That's the realistic
chances.
path, so go for it. The rest doesn't make sense to me.
No,
Well, what point of chance?
I'm starting to see how Kazuma death really happened. I think. Yeah,
Oh, I think that you were starting to see nothing of the sort, and that was the evidence to prove. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
So then what we should be looking for is one of two things.
Okay, please help.
Yeah.
Is this something that you expect to find at the scene of an accident? Or the presence of something you wouldn't?
Would be the presence of something you wouldn't see at the scene of an accident. I guess the ship's locked. Yeah, it's like the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, nothing to report, but I don't know.
Oh, true. If there was nothing to report, they would have said nothing to report instead of.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Is that really what we're getting at here?
I mean, that's the best I could come up with. The nothing to report the thing seems to be like the best one for me.
Yeah, it's the absence of something. It's the absence of a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, just we get it, we failed.
Man, you really suck, don't you?
He helped us anyway.
Yes, it's starting to take shape now. I feel like a medium here. Ah, yes, it's starting to take shape.
Yeah, I know exactly why.
Someone whose name starts with a K. I need you to speak up. But he said the message is in his cabin. I'm really stumped right now.
Alright, so wait, let's just think this through. So, we're looking for something. Either that should not be there if it was an accident. Let's try an examining ship. It's my bad, you know. So this is how we I don't think we have to look at it. I think we could have checked out the back if it's... You're looking at an between one set, trying those questions need mixed. If me that water, all those Russians would have held me into the freezing cold ocean. Well, I'm not so sure. I'm just forced you to wash dishes and make... Wash dishes until it wasn't next door? That's a lot of dishes. Can I check this out? I can't check this out. I guess it was ripped off, right? It was ripped off. That's probably it then. So yeah, it is a paper seal. Just that the thing was ripped off. That's right, it was pulverized rice. Yes, starch. Yes, I pulverized some of the rice from eating meal, even though it broke my heart. Remember, I'm a stowaway on this ship. All I had to eat were Cosmo's leftovers. You even pulverized the rice that meant the difference between life and death. Oh, thank you very much. So, no, that's not it apparently either. Let's just go for everything again. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna skip here. It's just like... Alright, yeah, we went for this switch. I feel like it's staring us in the face, but we can't. Right. If it had been an accident. Oh man. That's the thing though, like, are we getting it like, oh yeah, if it was an accident, he couldn't have written by myself. Because it does coincide with the time of death. Like, man, this is like the times where I did the log show. 130. And 130, yeah, no, 135 was when know, should we try to log? What throws me off though is like, oh my god, they log every, they said it's, the evidence is right there in Kazuma's cabin, it's undeniable. But it is a diary then, right? True. Nope, not either. Cool. I love how we're like figuring everything out, but like this is something else. Oh boy. Putting this message on the floor, is something that sounds like there's something. Is there something else on that?
Well, that's the only other thing in the fucking room.
I mean, if we assume that the text is not trying to fool us, that's the only other thing that was in his room, yeah. So, I don't know. Okay, cool. Tell me, game. Tell me.
I don't know why.
Is it because the piece of glass is broken? Is that why? This
Yeah, because
this piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor.
Oh. Oh. Is it because... Oh, sorry, but that's the glass. But that's the glass belt that Ken had around its neck. We already know all about that. I was thinking maybe it's because she actually hid it in the waste paper basket.
Oh. Oh, good point.
As opposed to just leaving it there.
Yeah, if it was an accident, it would.
So why would you have that? It was broken in half. It tripped over the cat and fell. So we already have a satisfactory explanation. Where's the flaw in that logic?
Unfortunately, there's a very big flaw. A fatal flaw, okay?
What?
That's really what happened. Why is the other half here? Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. I was right. Yeah.
Then how did one half of the belt end up back here in this cabin? Yeah.
Yes, remember that we found the other half of the glass belt in the waste paper basket. Would you care to explain that, Miss Pablo?
Both these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. That when Mr. Sogi died last night in his cabin, there was someone else in that room. Are we assuming it's her? And that same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth, in order to cover up his or her own guilt.
The truth again.
Yes, there was someone else present in Mr. Asogi's...
Whom?
What the?
Whomst?
You are wasting time.
Oh, him.
Someone else was there. Yeah, of course. We know this.
What are you talking about? Yeah, they're talking about you.
And now you present the seal. The bookwell was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out.
Oh, yes.
And only other person in cabin when young student died was you.
Yeah, but the seal, though.
Yes.
It's true, I was in the cabin when it happened.
You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe to be precise about the details.
But I don't know Russian. There's no way I would have left that message.
Not would have. There is no way you could have left that message to be precise about details.
Yeah, because the paper sale was still on the... Would you mind?
You were knocked out. Forgive me, my dear fellow.
As I was saying, the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I'd been asleep in there the entire time.
Susato.
And then, the same person picked up the broken glass bottle that had fallen on the floor for fear of it becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Asogi really died.
Why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces of the bell away? That's a good question, actually. Leaving half behind is always going to raise questions.
Yes, well,
Screen froze. Hold up a second.
It was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. Quite dark. The single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would barely have cast any light onto the floor there. Little wonder then that the couple failed to notice a fragment of the tiny item. A fragment is the half of the item.
I mean,
You all suspect me, don't you?
semen stroganoff?
Nina is woman of sea. She is daughter of strong Segwa.
Just 1 second. Wait. Maybe.
Strong Segwa. 2 years ago, they noticed he had done his skills and she went away to join the Beware Company. But before, she was dancing on the ship, a member of ship's band.
Oh, really?
You do not accuse ship's angel of being criminal.
Ah, so that's it.
You said that when one young student died, Nina was there in this cabin. But that is not possible. I give my tooth. Well, this is almost interesting. And why would you give your tooth, pray? How can you be so sure? You're a great detective, you should know. Look, tooth in eyes, cabin bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. Nobody could go into cabin, not Nina, not anyone.
Ah, but you see. The
Or
door
you want
locked
to
itself.
tell me that keyword can walk doors? Yet, it's impossible.
Oh, he's right. Are you serious?
But wait, I've read about this in detective stories. People want to cut thread around the door latches so they can open and close them from the outside.
Isn't that what Irionosuke said?
When? Are you stupid? These bulkheads are not bound doors. Certainly not. These are watertight doors, as one would expect to find on any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel with not a gap inside. No threads or needles or magnets could have been used.
Did you guys already forget what happened? Are you serious?
The secret bookshelf right behind us.
Yeah.
Remember what was just said earlier, so
Susato-san, how could you shift it on me like that?
Seaman Stroganoff has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the inside.
Not necessarily. What? I put it to you that I could not bolt this cabin door. That I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it.
Yeah, one just has to talk. One just has to. Is he gonna go out and pull the alarm now?
He's gonna leave and press the alarm.
Do it! Do it! Do it!
Wow, I hear a
This
lot of
very
screaming.
cabin. We can see the traces of the method I have in my mind, waving,
It's the books, isn't
having
it?
been used before.
I don't believe it.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I believe you know what I mean, don't you?
Yeah, the books, right? A way to shut the bolt of the cabin door from the outside? One way does spring to mind, yes.
do you really know what Mr. Schultz means, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes. And so should you. Because we've seen it happen. My point exactly.
Indeed we have. So, would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruhodo?
I get to do it.
Well, you were
I
hanging
get to
from the
do it?
top of the wall.
Oh, I don't get the. Oh, I have to. Oh man, I.
Case.
Look at the bookcase there. See all the books and things on it have toppled over?
That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before.
Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel after all.
Yep.
When the engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over.
I believe, yes, it's what's known as the force of inertia acting on the objects.
That book has all the information in
Yeah,
the
exactly.
world.
It's just, she's just like
It's
carrying.
all of modern science.
Yeah. Is there nothing Susato-san doesn't know? Or that isn't in her book at least. Well, whatever it's called. The same force that pushed over those books on the bookcase also made something else in this cabin move.
Yeah, most likely.
The bolt on the cabin door. It was very obvious just after the emergency stop that the ship made earlier. But coming into this cabin not long before and we hadn't bolted the door. But then...
I was kind of hoping that he was gonna pull.
At this time, the fucking detective was hanging on the fucking hook on the wall. And I think he was the entire time because he didn't come in on his own.
Yep.
He was just there.
Yep.
I mean, he could have.
I just find it hilarious that I never noticed his fucking ass just
Yeah.
hanging there.
That's it. When the ship stopped suddenly, the bolt flew across and locked the door.
Yes, it's made of metal, but it's small and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed. Or the force of inertia, if you want to call it that.
Ineptia. I'm trying to say that last night, after Mr. Soki was killed,
The ship made a stop? I didn't know this! Why wasn't I informed of this?
the SS Buriya made another emergency stop?
When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves had toppled over, and all the ornaments. It was almost as if something or someone had run their hand across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over.
Oh yes, I remember that.
And then you fixed it.
And I stood them all up again, didn't I?
And then when we came into this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like in Mr. Sogi's cabin.
Oh my!
Do you have anything to say about this, Miss Pavlova?
I water your mind. You say Booyah made an emergent stop.
You have a thing.
It does seem a little
The
far-fetched.
log.
What the fuck could have happened? Unless you're saying that the culprit is actually someone from the engine room?
Oh, it is simple enough. I forgot in the button the passageway outside. Used to trigger the emergency alarm.
Oh yes, of course. There was a notice, wasn't there, telling you only to press the button if times of emergency.
On dark nights when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his. Hence, the placement of a number of buttons all around the vessel to allow any crewmate to raise the alarm.
Oh wow, so you could just straight up lock all the doors.
Yeah.
The Sora button one is almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity.
Yeah,
You
like the
definitely
like the
fucked
emergency brake in
You
trains.
pushed it, didn't you?
Oh, what are you looking at?
Wait, it was you? When the button is pressed, two things happen in the interest of safety. An alarm rings, and the vessel comes to a complete halt.
Hmm.
As indeed, it did a little earlier today. So that was him.
Hmm.
Mr. Sholmes? Surely it wasn't you who...
Indeed it was. I was having
But I
some
always
fun.
say, a button has but one purpose in life, to be pressed.
To be pressed.
As soon as possible.
Whatever the occasion.
He sounds almost proud of himself.
Old video games right there.
I
How
mean,
dare you mess with the ship? I report you to Captain. You are in much trouble. No, I'm sure all that can wait until later. Let us not overlook the fact that we have now learned a valuable lesson. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, the bolts on the cabin door slide close. So, one must now consider...
Yes, it all comes down to one thing now. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Ostogi, did this ship make an emergency stop, or did it not?
well, we have to find someone whose head is not throbbing right now.
You are idiots. Froze. We are is huge ship with many passengers. If we make emergency stop even in the middle of the night, there would be chaos everywhere. What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruhodo?
No thoughts. Head throbbing.
Empty. Head shot.
It's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea.
Really?
Yeah, the log.
More evidence, Mr. Naruhodo.
Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. Even though I was the one that showed you. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped his vessel last night?
Has to be the log, right?
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Seaman Stroganoff. It's your duty to patrol the first class area of the ship, is that right?
Oh, froze. Oh, no. Okay. That was correct. Why?
And the ship's log here, this would be where you record the details of your duties.
Duties. Well, what are you doing with that? That is mine. Ah, you rather carelessly left it atop the little makeshift burrow in the passage. But, as of responsible passengers, we took it into our care, with a mind to return it to you later. I left it there on purpose. There is where I put it always.
The point is, looking at what you usually record, it's clear that under normal circumstances you write the phrase "nothing to report" every 30 minutes. I also love how he writes it in English, apparently. But from 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all.
Does he just not sleep?
Yeah, probably.
Nothing recorded in the log?
That is because nothing happened.
Why
Because
didn't you
nothing
say so?
happened.
Why didn't you write it in then? But if nothing happened, you would normally write "nothing to report," wouldn't you?
Indeed so. It tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened here aboard the SS Bouillard. It's only sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact.
Maybe he fell asleep.
Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night?
Stop talking rubbish.
I like whoobish.
Rubbish.
To be perfectly honest, I find that a little hard to believe myself.
Oh. Why?
Well, something as major as an emergency stop really had happened.
Why wasn't I informed of this?
Surely all of us would have noticed.
Well, no, not if you were asleep.
That's very true.
Okay, Judge.
Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know what it feels like now.
Oh, cold. Oh, damn it.
The ship lurched so violently, and the alarm bell was so loud.
Guys, PSA, iced tea can be really cold.
Is that right?
Wow, iced tea cold. Okay.
Someone tell us that. Oh, wait.
I can't imagine that anybody would sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of night. Unless
Well, no, that's a good point. What up, bro?
What of the drubbing?
What? No.
Sorry? What do you mean?
Your head, man. The throbbing of your head since this morning. We have all suffered with it.
Huh.
oh,
Oh, yes. I have had a headache. Right. We were all bonked on the head quite hard. They said it was a sleep treatment. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today.
But you also have a bruise in your eye and your face.
That's true.
nor have I. My head has been feeling heavy ever since dawn.
Yes, you have been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected.
It's the miasma.
It'd be funny if you just food poisoning instead of drugging.
He's right. My head's been throbbing today too. And since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything has felt sort of hazy. I can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. And the first thing I noticed this morning was the throbbing pain in my head. I'd already been dragged out of the wardrobe
And my friend was that.
and had those handcuffs put on me by that point. Why didn't I wake up when all that was happening to me?
I mean, Mr. Naruhodo. You boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you?
Oh, well, yes. Sorry.
The stowaway class of accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on?
Well, Kazuma looked after me. You know, like some sort of pet. He was always happy to share his meals. You know, like you are when you share your meals with pet.
He fed me like a baby bird. So you enjoyed some of the whole roast chicken dish that was served yesterday evening.
Yes! In fact, I had all of that. Kazuma wasn't fond of chicken.
Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all?
That's right, he didn't touch it. Is that relevant?
No. Anyway, my dear fellow, does that not strike you?
No, the chicken does not strike me, it's dead. And eaten.
Oh,
I mean, it's still striking your head.
Oh, that's true.
Mr. Sholmes, do you mean to say that there was something wrong with the chicken?
What is it with food-related cases in
It's
this game?
fucking airplane. Everybody who ate the fish is gonna
Yeah, exactly. No, really, is that really true?
The meal prepared for the passengers last night had been tampered with.
Oh, do tell.
The next case, someone
Temporary
died related to fish and chips.
By the addition of a soporific designed to induce a very deep slumber in those who consumed it.
Sleeping drug?
Do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug so no one would notice the ship's emergency stop?
Mr. Naruhodo, of course that's not what your sharks means. What a far-fetched idea.
Are you
That's
sure of that?
exactly what I mean.
You sure?
Lovely idea. Precisely.
Because clearly, everyone.
Lacing every meal of every passenger on board when on a soporific drug would certainly be impossible.
Also, just first class then?
Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator.
Or that.
Wait, what?
Or that.
Conspirator.
Yeah,
Conspirator.
conspirator.
Oh, sorry.
Like a conspiracy.
Yeah. Well, seaman. Seaman. Eh,
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 eh. I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere.
Figured you out. Beef.
That is
I
sad.
could take like 5 hours.
If you refuse to talk, there would have to be an inquiry made through the shipping company, of course. And were that to happen, every member of the crew and the captain himself would be hauled over the coast. For aiding and abetting a renegade. Abetting? Abetting?
That was a betting.
Abetting, okay.
What's up, Beef? You okay?
Please, no more. I'll tell everything. I cannot make problems like this for everyone anymore.
This crewmate now, you're from a comrades, I believe.
Well, Beef said as much, yeah.
Yes. So when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me.
We all agreed to help the difference between characters. Everyone together. She threw away everything. With him in the way, Mother Worship. We wanted to help our angel.
I don't believe it.
You are white. We put sweeping dog in chicken last night.
Yes, I remember now. I did notice chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter at one point.
And we cannot make our dog. How do you say dissolve?
Talk about heavy seasoning.
At midnight in waters near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. She was helped by a comrade on shore with small fishing boat. While all the passengers of the SS Booyah slept sound.
Wait,
And so the almost magical effects of the slumber induced potion in the evening meals that had contained.
that means Asogi died before she arrived.
No.
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 No?
No.
It closed shut as an emergency stop after he was already dead, supposedly.
Huh?
And that emergency stop would be to get her on the ship, I'd imagine.
Well, yeah, that would be right.
That's why I'm confused right now. It's like, oh, then
Yeah.
something happened.
Yeah. So she would have had to get on board like past 1:30 a.m. then, sometime then.
And then something happened in the cabin anyway.
But that doesn't add up though, because like Kazuma saw the speckled band at 1:35 a.m., which means she would already have been on board.
So then who was smuggled on?
Who was boat?
Who was boat? Yeah.
Who was boat?
So if that's what happened, the only people awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who disliked chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. And that means it would have been possible for you. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Kazuma's cabin door. Well, okay, if we assume there was a second emergency stop made after the fact that, like, after.
Oh, true. She could have done it after the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
But why did Kazuma did not write the first
Yeah.
emergency stop?
Yeah, like why didn't he write down the first time it stops? That's weird to me. Every cabin door would have ended up locked nowadays, and there would have been chaos.
Oh, I wouldn't say so.
Oh, of course. Just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten their evening meal of chicken in their cabins. After which they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug.
Quite. And accordingly, all passengers were already in the cabins for the night.
And presumably they would lock their cabins when they go to sleep.
Except one that was fucking.
Yes! And they need the chicken for some reason.
Uh-huh.
They were
The
fucking
overwhelming majority of passengers will habitually sleep with the cabin's doors bolted anyway. I would. And so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door on the ship, They just did all of them. The culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning. You have talked a long time and said many things. What is point? The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried to desperately hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. So it was Stroganov?
Well, or Pavlova.
Also,
Because who else would know
obviously
that? It would have been someone who knew about the significance of the glass bell.
if he is doing like protecting,
Mm.
I don't know about any of this. I'm just a little girl.
Are you sure, or are you the Russian revolutionary villain Bolshevik?
you have a beard. You'd like to speak with your long English word and explain your clever ideas. Well, I am Seiwa, and Seiwa don't listen to long, boring stories. We don't believe. Seiwa's like me, we trust only what we see with our own eyes. A laudable trait. Well, I'm quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything. Mr. Naruhodo, Mr. Naruhodo,
Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, yes.
do you hear it? That accusatory cry of guilt in the wind?
Guilty is the judge.
You did it. You did it.
Susato, hey look. Hey little girl, are you looking at it? Do you look fine? Hey girl, what are you
Sorry,
doing?
I had to go real quick.
Tori cry of guilt.
You did it. Sorry, you've lost me.
Proof of involvement, man. But you can hear such a call with your ears. No. You must hear it with your eyes. For observation is the basis of all deduction.
How? Thank you, Beef.
Rose,
Thank
okay.
you.
What on earth are you talking about?
Hear with your eyes.
What in the ever-loving folk? I believe the time has come. For one final logic and reasoning spectacular. To explain. To expose the truth.
Good guess, but no.
The screen froze on exp. And so I just went.
Yeah, good guess, good guess, but no.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, your assistance, if you please. Can you stop biting me?
Sorry, Mr. Sholmes. I didn't mean to. I'm just so hungry.
My cat's on my lap and it's just biting my arm.
Iris, stop it.
Yeah.
With what exactly, Mr. Sholmes?
Good observation, my dear fellow. Just as I said, of these two prevaricators.
Prevaricated? What? Observation?
I know the word prevaricação in Portuguese.
Well, yeah,
I never heard it in English.
just yeah. It's,
Mr. We know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we?
you know, when you want to sound fancy in English, you use romance words. So if you know like Italian or Spanish or Portuguese, in fact, you would recognize those words.
By tampering with the scene of Mr. Sluggy's death. The road was from trace of evidence that one of these two was there when it happened.
It's time to put on the hoverboards one final time. Precisely, you are delightfully quick to grasp my meaning, to catch my drift.
All right, I'll see what I can see. So we're looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was there last night when Kazuma died.
Let's
Wait, here?
keep rotating.
Oh, ink, 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 ink. Oh, look at this. It's some kind of stain in an unusual place.
He only has one shirt.
Yes, you're right. It looks like ink, if I'm not mistaken. And it's purple. I bet it
Huh.
has to do with this.
Ink. And look at the color too. It's clear where this came from. All right, 3, 2, 1. Take that.
Wow, way to go, Danganronpa. Oh my god, my screen froze when the shards of beef were in a very weird place. When you are editing Sebastian, you might be able to see it, so can you just put it on screen? It's just such a funny face. It's a funny squished face.
Oh, yeah, I can see if I can screenshot it. Okay.
Mm.
Seaman Stroganoff. You seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there.
Yeah, I don't know where the dirt comes from. So nothing in particular comes to mind about this stain.
You know, he said dirt.
What are you trying to say? It would appear that the significance of this stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. Seaman! allow us to make it plain.
Ta-dun. It's a very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's
Zawada
uniform.
though.
And I think
Really like that. I was just like entertained watching, and I just like.
Oh yeah, I have an active participation in this whole chat.
I was just like, oh man, this is awesome.
you can watch it and be entertained when it's up and edited on YouTube, right?
I know, but it's the first time, man. I was like, oh yeah. this
I
is,
know.
Watching the show, he's like, oh yeah. God, I was participating. All right, continue. Sorry.
it is. So, Mr. Naruhodo, present the evidence that proves it.
My pleasure. All right then, the evidence that proves what that stain on the back of
photo.
Seaman Stroganoff's uniform really is. Is this the photo? Yeah.
Because it's the
Has to be because this is the only thing where the ink stain is. Yeah.
yeah.
The notebook.
My badge.
It's my badge.
Diary. Actually, maybe the diary could have worked. Maybe in an extended way. But
Yeah, in a really extended way. Yes, it's this photograph and the ink it shows. That's what caused the stain on your uniform.
Ink? A rather unusual color of ink. Purple. Ow! Ah, the penny drops, alas. Now you see the significance.
The Russian word on the.
Russian word on
That's
the
me.
footprint. Oh. I'll just take all sides of this conversation.
The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written in purple ink. And the stain on the back of your uniform is ink of exactly the same color.
If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform in that way. Which means you must have been present in the cabin in the moments immediately after the ink was spilled.
the cat threw ink on you. And then it exploded.
Oh, why? Yes. It was me. I did it. Everything. I arranged everything in that student's cabin to make it look like wardrobe when did it. Then I pressed button to make Booyah do emergency stop and both cabin doors shut. I did everything so no one would suspect our angel. Beef, please. Beef.
I'm hungry.
Oh, beef.
Beef, please.
Hosonaga comes with a big fucking laugh. Kind of.
Don't worry, Angel. Let me do the talking.
No, he just has PTSD from beef.
It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty, patrolling passageway. Then our angel came to me. She was white like sheep. Please, you must help me. And so I kicked her out. I went with her. The door to cabin number 1 was. When I walked inside, I saw a student boy on floor.
Oh. So he did die because of the cat, but they just hit. They just. What? What happened here?
That's what it seems like.
Hmm.
Sad. That's sad.
Please don't tell anyone.
Wow, Kazuma was killed by a cat.
I didn't want my little furry friend. And also my cat. Everything that happened in cabin is White Angel.
The kitten escaped through the ventilator in Mr. Osogi's cabin. And he tripped over it, broke his neck when he fell fell to the floor?
That's
Yes, that is White.
So, after the incident, the cat ran away. Pablo then visited the cabin next to hers.
Only to find his occupant lying lifeless on the floor.
She must have been freaking out.
Hmm.
She said that she was worried when she would shine with something falling on the floor. That's when she went to work. No, Angel? The door was not locked. So she opened to look, and you already will know what happened after.
Hmm.
There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind.
What?
When you went to Mr. Osogi's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead?
Why? I already told you. When Nina opened doors to this cabin and walked inside.
Jesus.
I was asking Miss Pavlova.
Hmm. She's insistent here. Well, Miss
Well.
Pavlova?
Oh.
Oh,
Yes, that is right. I saw him. It was dark, and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared.
I understand, and I believe you.
So is that finally it now? Have we discovered the real truth about Kazuma's death at last?
Something very interesting. Hey!
Oh, Mr. Holmes?
This photograph. Yes, I took it myself, you know.
Weird flex, but okay.
The cause of death was a broken neck, therefore the victim died instantly.
Yeah, okay.
And the unfortunate incident precipitated these events, a kitten, on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there is one particular area in this photograph that seems to me somewhat unnatural. His fist is closed.
Yeah, his fist is closed. Why
Yeah.
is it closed?
Is he holding something?
What do you mean unnatural?
Yeah, that's strange. Why would he be ripping something?
What are you talking? Oh. What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Dowell?
I don't know.
Are you making fun of the way I talk?
Huh? Oh, well, if Kazuma tripped and fell and by some terrible stroke of bad luck broke his neck, which part of his photographic print seems unnatural?
It doesn't make sense that he would have his fist clenched
Yeah.
as he's falling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and the other hand would be normal, so that someone
It would just be like
able to
flat
close
or like, yeah.
It also,
And how,
It's
and
like
how
when you
did he
open
break his
your
neck
trunk,
by
it's-
falling forward?
that
Oh,
too.
Well,
Also
that
strange.
that can happen.
I don't.
Yes,
I feel like he was bonked and then fell forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's likely because that's a more realistic
Yeah.
motion. So it's like a very unlikely set of circumstances for him to have his fist clenched and fall forward and not bother to help himself falling to the floor, as well as how very unlikely it is for someone to just fall and die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the fist.
All right, if he really fell due to an unfortunate incident, then this fist just doesn't seem quite right.
The exact same thought occurred to me. In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms flat.
Yeah, to cushion the fall.
Or do something against the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, here we see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Was he holding onto his
Or was
sword
it
or something?
fisted into a ball? Yeah.
Almost, you might say, as if he was holding something, as though
Yeah.
he was gripping something. His
Yeah,
sword.
maybe there was a fight and he actually drew his sword on the...
Or was about to.
Yeah, or was about to.
What do you mean?
Oh god. Oh good. Kazuma didn't die like a bitch.
Simply, I took the liberty
Oh, man.
of investigating the victim's fist a short while ago.
You did?
And what, pray, do you imagine I found there? A piece of piece of paper,
Probably.
dear fellow?
Piece of
A note.
the thing.
It's
Show us, please.
I don't know, a bunch of hair?
a part of the journal that was never finished.
Is it actually part of the
Of
beard
course,
of the
Lucky Man.
Russian revolutionary villain Bolshevik?
Oh, what will you keep in
That's hilarious.
suspense?
Oh, the earring!
Oh,
Ring.
this is what I found.
Oh.
Oh, that's incriminating as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, a crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle?
Yes, you're right. A crescent moon. It's very pretty, but what does it tell you? Tell us.
It tells nothing.
I'm not so sure. The crescent moon looks familiar somehow. I'm sure I've seen
I
it somewhere
wonder
before. You can kind of see it on her our right, her left ear.
Yes.
Observation, Miss Naruto, that is the key. Sorry.
What?
The truth is now tantalizingly close.
Tantalizingly close.
Ah,
How did that crescent moon come to be in Kazuma's clenched fist?
This is the final clue, the last piece of the puzzle.
wait.
Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe. Find the answer with your own eyes.
That would mean that he ripped it from her ear.
Yeah.
So,
So it's on right here.
Left ear, yeah.
I'm gonna check it out real quick.
She has such pretty ears among that beautiful hair, like little pink shells.
Oh, what's that?
And hands.
There's something dangling down from her ear.
Just,
I love you can see how she winks. Yeah.
Yes, that's an earring. Wait, look. It's a crescent moon.
Ah,
For the
there can be no
observation.
doubt now, surely. So do I present this then, not the other ear?
yeah, because the other one is
Probably.
just a
Yeah.
broken earring. It doesn't say anything.
Exactly. Does it?
If they doubt it, you can check after.
Yeah, I can just check it. I don't have to present it. Oh, so is that the same thing? Just
Just normal doubt.
What's that?
it's an
there's
earring.
something
It doesn't
attached to
look
her ear.
Ah, I expect that's what's called an earring. It's a little piece of jewelry.
An earring, is it? It really is tiny.
Perhaps part of it is missing. Maybe it broke off? Now what's left is the clasp part of it that attaches to the ear.
If that's the case, she doesn't appear to have noticed that it's broken.
And now we have to show the other one.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
There we go.
There has to be this one. Is the pair.
Wee!
This one wasn't a funny brick.
Miss Pavlova, you're on your ear there. I see you have a crescent moon as well. I'm kind of sad that we didn't notice it earlier, that you only had one earring.
Well, thing is, I did notice that, but the thing is, I didn't know that it had anything to do with this because there's no indication of the earring being relevant yet.
That's true, Al.
What? Really?
And on the other ear, there seems to be a crescent moon missing. The little link holding it on must have broken, I suppose.
Now, the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there is only one logical conclusion.
He didn't die from tripping on a cat. He died from fighting a little girl.
Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? He fought
Yes.
like a smaller bitch.
Miss Belova.
Basically,
Mr. Shogi must have grasped the crescent moon and pulled it from your ear. Perhaps just moments before he fell to the floor. In other words, last night in Mr. Shogi's cabin, you witnessed the moment when the victim fell with your own eyes. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from him. But then the question is, why did Mr. Shogi do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it in his clenched fist during his final moments?
Oh no. Ain't you? The two characters.
No one can protect you. No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night, what did you do to Kazuma? Nice.
Eek.